So when you talk about this notion of trying to help people cultivate a sociological imagination, that's not something they can do by themselves, right? So I think how does that happen? How do you?
I've cultivated my own when it comes to class. I mean, I'm an African American woman, so when you are a member of a minority group, you're much more aware of the ways in which being a member of that group is affected, affects you and affects the way people interact with you and your life outcomes, etc. But certainly I come from a background where I have a lot of class power. I come from a place where money's never been an issue. It's always been more or less abundant, and certainly on a global scale, very abundant, right? And it was with part of it was moving into a low-income neighborhood, but even more so living with, for about a year and a half, one of my low-income neighbors who is a black woman, but lives below the poverty line, no formal education, and interacting with her and seeing that, wow, I can't take credit for a lot of the successes that I have. I have some power. I'm located higher in the social system than she is, and not for any good reason other than these are the forces that are at work in our society. And I think that as Christians, we should be even more interested in having a sociological imagination. I mean, there's certainly good biblical and theological reasons for it. I mean, Paul's basically asking us to pay attention to sociological imagination when he even invokes this metaphor of the body of Christ, because a foot can only be a foot in relation to an eye and in relation to a hand, and so it's this relativity and this recognition that the foot's going to have a different perspective and a different experience in the body than a hand is going to have. And so the whole family of God is a social system. And for us to start to think about that, not just in terms of our giftedness or not just in terms of what denomination we might affiliate with, but really, how am I a foot? No. I'm a black woman. I want to be the best part in the body. So what's a great part? How can I be an eye or the brain? No, that's Christ is the head, right? That's sacrilegious. Black women aren't.
But a strong hand.
A strong hand or something like that, right? How can I be that part and embody that and say, this is my perspective. These are the strengths and the weaknesses that I bring to the table as a hand. These are the challenges that I face as a hand. And maybe these are some of the joys that I experience as a hand. And how can I be in conversation with the elbow, someone who has an entirely different perspective, and see that I can't have a full view on the world. I can't have a full view on the head, Christ, without being in contact and communication with the elbow. Yeah. And recognizing that we need to find equality in our midst. There needs to be mutuality. I need to have the humility to need that elbow.